volume in each cycle is equal to the area enclosed in the hysteresis loop. So we have to study this proof. Let us now learn the proof. Let I be the current through the primary coil and phi is the magnetic flux linked with secondary coil. Then by the Lenz's law, minus d phi by dt is the EMF induced in the secondary coil. So we can say that the rate at which work is done by the battery supplying the current against the induced EMF is du by dt, and it will be equal to I into d phi by dt. So beginning with this, we will prove that the energy dissipated in each cycle, energy dissipated per unit volume in each cycle is equal to the area enclosed in the hysteresis. So our first equation is du by dt. This is the rate at which the work is done, and that is equal to I into d phi by d. This we can write it as du is equal to I into d phi by dt. Now we will make use of the definition of the magnetic flux. The definition of the magnetic flux is surface integral of magnetic flux density. B is the magnetic flux density. So if you keep this equation, if you introduce this equation over here, what you will get is surface integral d by dt dot I ds dt. Now in this equation you have got minus dB by dt. It can be replaced by del cross E using the Faraday's law of induction. The Faraday's law of induction is del cross E is equal to minus del B by del T. So instead of del B by del T, I will be writing down minus del cross E. So this will be minus integration del cross E dot I ds dt. This is again the surface integral. Now I want to remove this cross. This can be done with the help of the Stokes theorem, which converts a surface integral into a line integral. So we are making use of the Stokes theorem now. This will become line integral E dot I dl dt. Now this IDL we can write down I dl. I is a constant. It is a scalar quantity. IDL is equal to J dot d tau. J is the current density. This J is current density whose dimensions are current per unit area. So this can be replaced by, now since this is d tau, now it will not be the line integral or the contour integral, it will become volume integral, and it will become equal to E dot J d tau dt. So you get E dot J d tau dt. Now in this equation I am going to write instead of J I will be writing down del cross H, and that is the Ampere's law, one of the equations of the Maxwell's equations. So Ampere's law, and what is the Ampere's law? J is equal to del cross H. This is the equation in the static fields. So this will become minus volume integral E dot del cross H d tau d t. I will begin this with this equation, and I will just rub this all. So our left hand side was du, and it is equal to minus integration. What did we have over here? There was a j, so E dot del cross H d tau d. There are two equations. You can write this like this. Now using vector analysis, the simple equation for vector analysis, which says divergence of A cross B is equal to B dot del cross A minus A dot del cross B. So instead of A, I will be replacing A in this equation by E and B in this equation by H. As a result, I will get du, and then do some simple mathematics or algebra, I can say, and this I will get is equal to minus integration H dot del cross E d tau dt plus integration del divergence of E cross H d tau dt. Both of these are volume integrals. I hope I am correct. Instead of E, I will be writing down A cross B. So this is E and this is a minus sign. So I take this on the other side. So this will remain plus and this will become minus. Now what we do is, we will convert this volume integral into surface integral using the divergence theorem. As a result, this equation will now become, this will remain as it is, volume integral, and this will now become surface integral E cross H dot ds dt. So now we have got the addition of two integrals in which one of them is a volume integral and the other is a surface integral. Now what happens is, you have to take this volume integral at infinity. That means the surface integral should also be taken on a closed surface where the surface, the boundary of the surface is at infinity. But at infinity, the value of the electric field and the magnetic field will become equal to 0. As a result, this quantity will now become equal to 0. So what remains is, this will become equal to 0. Why? Because the volume integral is to be taken all over space and hence the surface has to be at infinity, and at infinity E and H become 0. So this quantity becomes equal to 0. So what remains now is du is equal to minus integration h dot del cross E d tau dt. There are two integrations. You can also write this down as this. Now again apply the first law, that is the Faraday's law of induction over here, and you can replace what is the Faraday's law of induction. It says that del cross E is equal to minus del B by del T. So using this equation I can write this as integration, double integration H dot del B by del T into d tau dt. Now here what you find is, this is the differential integration with respect to t, and this is the differentiation with respect to t, and here you have got integration with respect to t. So both these will nullify each other. As a result, you can say this now becomes equal to h dot dB d tau. Okay. So therefore, you can take d tau on this side and you can write this as du upon d tau is equal to integration h dot dB, and this is the area enclosed in the hysteresis loop. So this is what we had to see. This is for one cycle. If you repeat the cycle just as you do in a transformer, you have got alternating current. So the current flows in one direction to large values, and then in the other direction in large values. Then you will have irrecoverable expenditure of energy and the transformer gets heated up. Thank you.